Alright, first off, as always, good day. So this video is actually very short. We did a very small lecture on the day, um, and then we went into stations afterwards. So since you were watching this video, chances are you weren't there that day and you didn't do the stations, so you will need to see me when you go back to school to get that work done. Okay, but these notes you can again do it on a regular line sheet of paper, get it done, turn it into the basket, and you'll still get credit for it. Okay, so here is the warm up. All right, um, so look at the picture, analyze it. What do you see? Okay, that'll be your first question. The second question is, what do you think is going on? All right, now in class, I actually had it changed to where we asked, you know, how is the people, this scene right here, basically accurate to the times? So if you want to answer that part, it's fine. But if you want to just do as your standard way of what do you see and then what do you think is going on, that's fine as well. Okay, so go ahead, answer those two questions, and then get ready for the notes. All right. So when the Stamp Act came to be, a lot of people, common people, were very upset, and they showed their frustrations. Now, there was this group called the Sons of Liberty. They would meet in secret and they would basically talk and discuss things like what should they do, what if the British do this and that. And the thing is, these guys used to hide out and talk. They'd talk in bars, in different places, warehouses, things like that. Now, once they noticed that people were actually very upset, they basically came out and were out there in the streets instead of hiding. They're out there in the streets talking to people, shouting out stuff, handing out brochures, things like that to get people to realize that they're being used and their treatment is unfair. So people like Samuel Adams, Paul Revere, Benedict Arnold, these guys were out there talking to people, stating their case. All right, now the day before the Tea Act came into effect, about 150 men boarded British-owned ships, and they got all these crates of tea, 342 to be exact, and they dumped it over the sides. Right now, the thing is, some people dressed up as Indians, some people dressed up normal, um, and they became known as the Boston Tea Party. Now, the Coercive Act, this is kind of retaliation for the Boston Tea Party. This is what England is doing to Boston. They had to pay for the damages. Okay, they were now banned from having town hall meetings. On top of that, they were given a new governor. They didn't elect a new governor; they were given a new governor. His name was General Thomas Gage, and the king basically sent 2,000 soldiers to Boston. Now he did this in a kind of a hope to discourage any more problems um, or destruction of British goods. The thing is, it's kind of like if you have a little brother or sister and they keep bugging you, pesting you, you kind of like trying to step a little to them. Sometimes they might back up like scared, sometimes they may not. Um, that's what the British were doing to us. They were just kind of flexing their muscle a little bit, and it really didn't do much for us. All right. So in the town of Concord, this was the first place that actually had Minutemen. Now, Minutemen were these guys who had their guns, gunpowder, bullets right by the door. And no matter where they were in the place, if they heard, get your gear, let's go, we're fighting, we're going to go, it took them about a minute to basically get ready and go. Get their stuff and go out the door. So they're ready at a minute's notice. Okay, so that's how they got the name. The problem is, not everybody was in favor of going to war with Britain. Some felt that, hey, we should kind of be neutral with them. Some people felt that we should be loyal to them, that this was their territory, this was their land, and we're just living in it, you know. Um, Some of the strongest places where they favored independence was New England and Virginia. Now, there were some other colonies that favored loyalty. They were Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and New York. Now, there came a situation where the Boston mayor, Thomas Gage, he heard that there was guns and ammunition and stuff like that, supplies for the newly formed militia, rebels, to be stored in Concord. So basically, on the night of April 18th, 1775, he sends 700 troops there to basically confiscate the stuff. On their way at Lexington, they run into 70 militiamen, right? The Minutemen. Now, these guys are waiting for them. Here comes the British one way, here comes the militia the other way, and then they meet. They basically draw guns and nobody fires. And the reason why they don't fire is because they know what will happen if somebody shoots. Basically, they're starting a war. So nobody wants to take that first shot to say, like, oh, this person started it. They want to be innocent. But somehow, some way, both sides acknowledge there was a shot. Still to this day, no one knows who shot first. But once that shot was heard, bah, 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 they started shooting each other. And that first shot that nobody knew who shot was known as a shot heard around the world. All right, so that's the end of this video. That's the end of these notes. Okay, like I told you, it was very short. So be sure you put your name on the paper, and when you come into class, be sure you put it on the black basket near the door. Okay, so, and there is no questions because we did the stuff in class, the stations. So that was a lot of work for that. So again, be sure your name's on the paper, and hope to see you in class. All right, take care. Have a good day.